In the 1920s, Buster Keaton was one of the biggest and best paid actors in Hollywood, producing movies like The General, Sherlock Jr. and Steamboat Bill Jr. that entertained audiences with its fun, cheeky and most times dangerous slapstick and romance comedies, but also amazed them with grandiose, never before seen stunts. Not only did he invent new ways to work with the camera and trick the viewer, but he also inspired generations of stuntmen to this day, for example the great Jackie Chan. Before introducing you to some of his most dangerous stunts, you might want to know that dangerous situations were nothing new to Buster. At age 4 he started playing a part in his parents' vaudeville show, in which he, his father and his mother played skits, played music and of course presented a famous Keaton Roadhouse show. Being that young Buster had the talent to take every fall he took without any injuries, they used this to promote their show in which they played the rough upbringing of a son. Buster would constantly annoy his father behind his back on stage, until his father got so furious he would throw him across the room, which the audience loved a lot. But don't think Buster was mistreated, no. In his autobiography, My Wonderful World of Slapstick, he explained that he actually enjoyed being thrown around, and that he even had to hold in his laughter at times to not ruin the show. Having exercised with how to land, how to fall and how you don't break your neck really helped him in making his movies, thanks to his role as the human mob in vaudeville. If you know anything about the man in his movies, you might know this iconic scene, in which he tries to jump from one building to the next, but misses, rattling down the building, catching himself on the drain pipe and landing inside, sliding through the room and down a fire pole, ending on a fire truck that suddenly drives away. And not only is this arguably one of his most famous stunts in all of his movies, but it happened completely on accident. The footage you see at the beginning is literally Buster Keaton falling down a few stories of a house, which could have literally killed him. Luckily they had the foresight to put down a safety net, so the accident just left him with a few bruises and some cuts, so that he could start up shooting again just after some days rest. When he saw the footage, he decided to keep it in, adding the scene in which he landed in the building and sliding down the pole onto the fire truck, making it a much more memorable scene, just brushing off that he nearly died, like it was nothing. The man was basically unkillable, so it happened that he broke his neck without even knowing it for years. In a stunt for his movie Sherlock Jr., Buster is seen running on top of a driving train, and, if that wasn't dangerous enough, going off the driving train by grabbing onto a spout of a water tower. As he was hanging onto the water tower, the water came rushing down and hurling him onto the train tracks. You could not guess that he just broke his neck, because he just stands up and gets out of the way of the water, acting confused. Even after some headaches the next days, he still kept on working, only finding out about his broken neck many years later through an X-ray scan. These were just a few of my favorite stories about the one and only Buster Keaton. If you want me to make more videos like this or on other topics, please leave a like and a comment below. Thanks for watching and see you next time.